And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Ren. Now, the it might be Merwa. It's M-E-R-W, Ren, W-R-E-N. So I know that Ren, the W in that side. I don't know about that first part. But he asked the question, who would win a fight? Kiba Inuzuka from Naruto versus Genn Graymare from World of Warcraft. Now, Kiba obviously was a member of the Inuzuka clan, a member of basically the K9 clans. They have ninja dogs as their companions. They are masters of taijutsu. They're very feral, ferocious fighters. Kiba among them is very strong. I don't even know by the end of the series though, like even Boruto, he is like the strongest, or if he's the clan leader at any point. They don't really specify, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to Kiba, but he was still very powerful, always physically very capable, and skilled in taijutsu. Again, being very feral, capable of elongating his nails to like claws, enhancing his physicality with either chakra, amping himself up with his chakra, or using something like a soldier pill to give a temporary boost like Akamaru. Akamaru being his partner hound dog, not hound dog, but partner in combat. They can work in tandem using the beast mimicry, where Akamaru returns in basically a copy of Kiba, where they use their fang over fang, or tunneling fang, spinning and rotating violently, where basically when it hits, it grinds into the opponent. There's also the technique where they turn into the giant two-headed dog and use the giant... what was the name of that technique? Hold on. That technique, sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head. But I can easily find out what it is. Okay, where are you? There we go, Jutsu. I believe it was combination transformation, boob jar human clone, fang rotating fang, fang passing, wolf fang, four-legged human beast combination transformation, double-headed wolf. Basically, I think it might be the fang rotating fang, whatever. Basically, it was enough to actually dent one of the Rashomon gates, summoning gates, which is very impressive that it's designed specifically as a defensive technique, the Rashomon gates. And he is also capable of using the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which allowed him to make a cut. He can't do it at the same level like as a Naruto, and never would be able to do it on the same level as a Naruto. But he was able to create at least one clone and do the three-headed or Cerberus transformation and multiply the effects of it even beyond that. And hold on one second. He is a member of the team. Yeah, I can't find anything here that says he's the head of the Inuzuka clan right now. Kiba is trained as a ninja, and as such, he most likely has the academy basics, clone jutsu, transformation jutsu, and substitution jutsu under his belt. He's a skilled ninja, but again, he's still on the lower ranks when it comes to at least the Konoha 13, if you will. Genn Graymare from World of Warcraft is a species, or race, I should say, Worgen. A Worgen, which is basically Worgen. It's large lupin humanoids that walk upright, but hunt and howl as wolves and lop on all fours to run. They primarily inhabit forests, are natural hunters. Being bitten by or drinking the blood of a Worgen transmits the Worgen curse and causes humans and night elves to be transformed into one. After the transformation, those that are overcome by rage and guilt gradually lose all vestige of their former lies and madness. By controlling their emotions via medication, magic, and self-discipline, Worgen may resist by being overcome by their feral instincts. Those that become so by choice, like members of the wolf cult, embrace new lives as neither man nor beast and form a society known as packs, such as the Blood Fang, so forth and so on. The Worgen were created by the War of Satyr, Centuries Alpha Prime, and blah, blah, blah. Worgen are basically, they are werewolves. They are World of Warcraft's werewolves. Their biology includes strong senses, heightened senses, including sight, smell, and hearing. Curse has more than heightened physical senses. Worgens can see things no other human can, such as auras. Eyesight increases in the form of Worgen. So this implies to me that this character could definitely see chakra. Even those that once needed glasses can see as never before and more clearly than ever dreamed possible. Though they may still need glasses in human form, Genn can see better than in his Worgen form, though even through intense rain. Worgens having a great sense of smell, can detect the smell of earth, the flora, lingering scents, and foraging. You should also note, same with the Inuzuka, they have a great sense of smell. You may be able to smell fear, the scent of fell or more. Claims to smell undeath, hatred, violence, doubt. Honestly, if you can smell emotions, this puts his level of senses above Kiba's, quite frankly, both hearing and sense of smell. And sense of hearing could not help but overhear conversation under something, thanks to his heightened hearing. Being a Worgen, hairs on the back of his neck stood on end to alert him of someone behind him. Lost his eyesight in depth. So basically, and they could even lose their eyesight and be able to adapt to that, similar to bats, apparently. As many Worgen, Genn Graymare more often than not remained in his lupine form. He felt stronger, younger that way. When in human form, however, he felt the aches of age. There's no healing factor, however, many Worgen are seen with eye patches. However, and many Worgen are seen with eye patches, several scars, damaged ears, bolts must be removed. Even at death, Worgen still remain in their lupine form, something Jordan Shore, something a character did not expect. The Worgen curse is beyond Druidism. Worgen return to Worgen upon death. Worgen curse persists through death into the afterlife, and Worgen return to the land of the dead, basically as Worgen. So yeah, like unlike most werewolves, there is no real there is no enhanced healing ability. Most of the times with werewolf lore, there is usually like an enhanced capability to recover. That's not the case here. Just because they're physically stronger than most normal people doesn't mean that they are, immune to anything. The wolfsbane plate is deadly to Worgen, a weakness that persists in either form. It is known to grow in the Grizzly Hills and can be found near trees and rocks in Grizzly Hill, blah, blah, blah. Wolfsbane, yep. Worgen are said to hate fire, which can be used to get their attention. It can be extremely effective when caught on their fur, and is much more painful than the end of a sword. Worgen so basically fire and Wolfsbane is the only true weaknesses. I'm like straight out kryptonite level weaknesses to these guys. Or at least straight out like exploitable weaknesses. Otherwise you just gotta overpower them. Genn himself, one second, I gotta go all the way back to his page because I have the information up here. Is the current king of Gilnis and one of the original founders of the Alliance of Loradoron. He's a large, bearish man, a brawny warrior with thick features, a heavy beard, and black and gray armor. And obviously, he is a Worgen. Now, as such, do I give an age for this guy? No, they do not give an age. All we know is that he is alive. Let's see here. So, abilities. There we go. He fights alongside, but most of his abilities seem to be mostly melee-based. He's got a jumping attack, an intimidating roar, which can temporarily paralyze someone for about 4 seconds. Horrifying howl. Melee range reduces the attack speed of nearby enemies by 20% for 15 seconds, 30-second cooldown. Shattering throw. Throw your weapon at the enemy, causing the weapon to damage and reduce the armor. Thunderclap. Inflicts natural damage. Hold on, let me see if that's got a visual or description for that, because that basically sounds like Hulk. Thunderclap here. Okay, I don't have. Oh wait, my screenshot. Here we go. Come on. Why are you not doing stuff? I don't know. Anyway, so that sounds basically like a Hulk type ability. Although it's the way it was described, it was melee range, inflicts this damage to this amount of damage, nature damage to nearby enemies, increasing the time between their attacks by 100%. Slowing their movements by 60% for 8 whole seconds. Great. So yeah, Graymare has most likely been around for a while. He's a much older gentleman. His personality seems to be described as the most complicated alliance, with one of the most hostile. While one of the most hostile to the Horde and its interests, he is also one of those who has undergone the most changes physically and emotionally, and the most significant character development in the Second War. He was arrogant, impetuous. Then later on, he seems to at least chilled out a little bit, but because of the Worgen in him, it seems to persist. These two meet in a fight. How does that go down? Obviously, you'd want to fight in Worgen form. That makes most sense. Kiba would probably be a little taken back. It's like, whoa! Yeah, I mean, what kind of jutsu is that? I can do that too. Watch. And he just turns into a giant. That's the thing. This fight could basically be over in an instant, or Kiba turns into a giant F-off dog. And, and he's just not prepared for this. Right from the gate, I think Genn may have fought theoretically more battles than Kiba. Kiba may have fought in a ninja war, but in terms of actual battles, Genn may have actually been in a lot more combat, so he probably has more experience. But the difference is his Worgen heritage, or his Worgen nature, makes him very turbulent, very tumultuous to deal with, from what I can tell. And I don't play World of Warcraft, obviously, so take everything I'm saying with a giant grain of salt. I did watch Naruto, though. In terms of training, I don't know what he has under his belt for actual training. Whereas Kiba, we know, has training. We know Kiba at least was able to move at speeds that, for a minimum of second, was able to be faster than the eye could perceive, at least by Gennin's standard. We saw him disappear in an instant. He moved so fast, just as a Gennin, that he could spin, turn, and basically turn into a giant, swirling object of death that grinded against the opponent. Even a Gennin, when he combined with Akamaru for their big final attack, they were able to dent a giant metal gate. And then obviously, if you factor him up into Chunin, he's clearly gotten stronger since then and can capitalize on weaknesses more effectively, as I hope he's smartened up a bit. But also has just stronger techniques at his disposal. I think, physically speaking, normally, Graymare has got the edge. I think that's a given. Everything else, though, I mean, yeah, in theory, the horrifying howl, intimidating roar, thunderclap. In theory, these could hold up Akamaru and Kiba. In theory, if the game logic were to apply, I just don't know if the game logic applies. And Kiba and Akamaru have been through, honestly, far worse than what this guy could throw at them. So I have a feeling it would be, fighting. Kiba would be going in, testing his opponent. Graymare would be getting annoyed. Probably try, take him out with a thunderclap or one of his other just melee attacks. And he, nothing would only be landing because Kiba, surprisingly, I think, is the better fighter between the two of them. He's just fought more diverse opponents before. He fought a guy that could literally merge with you and kill you from literally your inside out. Or the inside out. So, yeah. I think ultimately it's going to come down to when is Kiba going to get desperate enough to use his finisher moves. And at that point, there's no coming back from that. Like I said, with these versions of werewolves, the World of Warcraft werewolves do not have a healing factor. Maybe they could take some hits, but they do not have a healing factor. And they do not have the strength, I feel, of a giant steel-ish gate. And that, again, is Gennin level Kiba. So if you go all the way up to Chunin/Jonin level Kiba that you'd probably get in Boruto, then you're looking at a guy who probably could really just tear through this Graymare without too much difficulty. So while I was hoping that there had been more to Graymare beyond that to give up more of a fight, unfortunately, I feel like Kiba actually has a good hold on this fight. So ultimately, my money is going to go in Kiba Inuzuka. But that is just my opinion. Obviously, I know a lot more about Naruto than I do World of Warcraft, which is why I had to have the information up here. But until then, let me know if you feel different. If you do, that's cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.